a historic vote is on the cards on Capitol Hill. The U.S. House of Representatives will decide if President Donald Trump will be impeached. The vote is expected to take place this evening.
And President Trump is accused of withholding military aid for Ukraine in exchange for a probe into his political rival, former Vice President Joe Biden. He has also been accused of obstructing Congress by refusing to cooperate with the impeachment investigation.
But President Trump maintains that he's the target of a hoax and a witch hunt. For more, we're joined by our correspondent in Washington, D.C., Simon Marks. Simon, how well will President Trump survive today's vote?
Well, he'll survive it, Steve. There's no question whatsoever of that. He will, within a matter of hours, become the third president in history ever to have been impeached in the House of Representatives. The outcome of the vote is completely preordained. It's pre-cooked. Democrats are in the majority in the House of Representatives. They have built the impeachment case against President Trump through a whole series of investigating committees. You will have seen some of the testimony that those committees heard, and they are absolutely certain that the President of the United States has abused the power of his office and did engage in the obstruction of Congress. And those are the allegations against him laid down in those two articles of impeachment. But, you know, as Donald Trump's 6-page letter to Nancy Pelosi, filled with fury, invective and falsehoods as it was, indicated last night, President Trump is supremely confident of the ultimate outcome of all of this, and he is absolutely reaching out to his core supporters all over the country, telling them that, like him, they should stand firm and know that there is still a very strong possibility that even though he's going to be impeached, Donald Trump will be re-elected next November.
All right, so saying all that, if the vote goes through, the case gets to the Senate, how is that likely to play out then?
Well, that's exactly why Donald Trump, Glenda, is so certain that he's going to survive, because the second phase of this is the trial of the president in the Senate that will be required after the House of Representatives in a few hours' time votes to impeach him. That trial, we know, is going to begin on January the 6th. There are all sorts of behind-the-scenes arguments over whether witnesses are going to be called, and if they are, who they may be. But Republicans are in the majority in the Senate, and they have made it absolutely clear they are going to vote as members of the jury to acquit Donald Trump. And it is that will allow Donald Trump to be impeached and survive in office, exactly as Bill Clinton went through the same kind of situation when he was impeached in the House of Representatives over the Monica Lewinsky scandal. He survived the trial in the Senate. Donald Trump's going to survive his trial in the Senate, and then he is going to run in next November's presidential election, possibly against Joe Biden, the Democrat that he's been asking the Ukrainians to dig up dirt and information about as we head towards that November election. So this is a major historical moment for the Trump presidency. Impeachment will be an asterisk on his presidency that follows him, scars him to some extent for months and years to come. But he's absolutely confident still that he can turn all this around and win re-election next November.
All right, and we will have to wait and see how this all plays out. Thank you so much. Simon Marks speaking to us from Washington, D.C.